Fine. Okay. Today we will see one of the issue with the date data type change, right? What is the issue? So we will be seeing if we import a file, right? And we try to change the data type of that file, we may face an issue. Let's see what is that issue maybe. So we have a file, right? We are going to see this change here. This is a date type, fine. And we want to, this is a file we have just imported. We want to change the data type of this file, right? Now you can see this is a date type file, date type, right? This data type is date, and we need to change it to date data type. Let's see, we are changing it to date data type, right? If we're changing it to date data type, you can see that we now get some error. It says we have error in 59% of the data, but I don't see any error. You can see if I go down, right? If I check, if I load the more data and try to see what is the error with the data, it says that here you can see we could not parse the input provided as a date value, but it is a date value. The this file has these all of these values as the date value only. Then what may be the issue? So the issue may be related to these two different things. Okay. So what are those things? It may be related to the date format in the input file. Okay. So the date format with the input file, and it is related to the environment settings. Fine. Let's see what environment settings we have in our file. We can go and check the file and go here. You can see the settings. Fine. Now we can see these are the two settings which will affect the date data type, right? That is regional settings. So these regional settings are set to English, right? And this regional setting is set to India. So what does this mean? If we are local for the current file, if this local for import is set to India, so whatever input date has come, it will try to identify the date as India date format. Fine. Let's see what date format we have in our file. Okay. So this is the date, and let's see the date format. Let's see the date format. Here you can see in the second one, stop date. First you have the month, then you have date, then you have year, which is not India date format, it is the US date format. And current file says that this is India date format. So here is the conflict, right? So we have to tell the, tell Power BI that this is the input file is not India date format, but this is the US date format. So English US, you have to give English United States. Okay. This has to be first set English United States, the local has to be set English United States, and we want to change it to date format. Now you will see that it is, identifying the sample input values like first month, then date, then year, and which is a US date format, right? Now let's see what happens. So now it is fine. Now it is working fine, and there's no issue with this data. So same thing is with this file. This will be also United States input data date, right? And it has to be date format, and this data has to be United States date format, right? And we have to just set this United States, and this is fine. Now this is fine, and we can now see all other data set. We can even just check, we can select all the data types, right? And now we can ask Power BI itself that detect all the data type. So it will detect according to the data type. Fine. Now everything is changed. All the next thing is we are going to what we are going to do is we are going to see the next item with us, right? And what is the next thing we are going to see quickly? We will just create a connection between these two files. So we are just going to create the sales territory and territory key joins. So this is now joined. We want to quickly see one of the point here. We want to see the next point, grouping of visuals. And why do we group a visual? Why do we group some visuals? This can be grouped. The group, visuals can be grouped so that it remains glued together or attached together, right? Uh, because of its nature, that both of these should be together, or it may be those, visuals are related to each other, right? So let's see one of the example, which maybe we can use the example of the donut chart along with the totals, showing the totals, right? And how we can do that? Just create this donut chart. We want to show all the ordered quantities, total ordered quantities. This has to be go to the values, and in the territory we can see this data country wise. The legend, the country is shown. Now we can just quickly do some formatting. This legend is off, fine. We can do the data labels and data value, and we can go the category and percent of total, fine. In the values we can do certain formatting for these values. We can give like 12 size, and also we can change the font type, right? And we can also then we can also change the data to some kind of a blue color, right? Now what we want to do, we want to also show the total. So in this case, there is no straightforward answer, there is no straightforward option. What we can do, we can do a workaround of the card visual, fine. We can use a card visual to for this, get a card visual, want to use this card visual, right? So what you need to do is you just need to use the ordered quantity in this card visual. So that's enough. We have to just do the formatting, and that formatting we can just go for the format. And what we can do is we don't want to show the category label, so we can just remove the category label. Also, you want to change the size, or you want to do some formatting, we can just do it like the donut chart. So this is, we are going to use the bandana, and also this color is blue color. Now both of these are similar, right? What we want to do is we want to also not show this, okay? We want to show at the middle. right? So how do we do that? How do we do that? Right? So what you can do is just go to this and color, right? What this visual, fine. Now you just need to make this visual as transparent one effect. Go to effect and make this transparent, 100% transparent. You can now see that this visual has the value. Now here is the work of, you can see now the visual is that. Now what we want to do is we want to, if you are moving this visual, you can see this placement of the data is not correct, right? Let's do one thing, just make it little smaller. Now you can see the data placement is not correct, right? So here is the work of grouping. What we want to do, we want to keep it at the middle, right? And we want to keep it glued, keep it attached. We want to keep both of these attached together. So in that case, we have to use the grouping. And how that grouping can be used, right? How that grouping can be used, you have to use the grouping. So first of all, you have to select both of this chart, right? You have to select both of these chart, and how you will do that, you can just move it here. Also you can just move it here in the middle. Now you just select both of the chart, right? And go to format. Now group both of these together. So these are now grouped. Okay, wherever you move this, that will move the other chart also, right? Now you can see that this is working as the single chart. You can see as a single group, right? What you can do also, you can keep this chart, you can keep the donut chart at the bottom, send backward, send this donut chart at the back side, right? Now you can see, even you are just clicking here, so it is just keeping it there. So now even if you are just clicking second time, it is going back, but always it will be at the back side. Fine. So that's how you are going to use this group. Similarly, you can use other chart also, like you want to compare this data, right? You want to compare the number of orders for different years, right? So how you can do that? You can just compare using the column chart, fine. Let's keep this column chart here, and yearly for different country, right? What you can do, you can put it in the x-axis, and you can also put it in the word order quantity on the y-axis. Now you can do quick some changes, the x-axis changes, and make it 12, right? Make these changes to Verdana, and make the color change to this, right? Make it bold, fine. Also, you can make the y-axis changes. Similarly, you can make the y-axis changes, and this y-axis you can do the values change, right? This is, you can make, this is also 12, and this is make, you can make the Verdana. Now color you can make it to yellow, maybe, fine. And also the other thing is the title font, you can make it green, can be the title font, you can make it 12, and it has to be Verdana, it can be Verdana, right? Now what you want to do, you want to make it bold, and also the color you want to change to the blue, fine. Now you want to make some changes on the title, fine. You want to make also some changes on the columns. Okay, data labels you can give. So this data label you can do further this one. And what you can do with the data label is positioning, that is fine. Background, you can enable the background, fine. Also you can give this some size like 12, and apart from that you can make this Vardana. Okay, and apart from that you can make it bold, fine. This data is now fine, it looks fine. What you can do is you can just see, and now you can also set the title, fine. This title you want to set it at the middle and make it 16 or 18 size, and make it bold, make it Vardana, right? Give the color as Verdana. So this is Verdana, and make it bold, fine. Oh, and what else you do is you make it the color, you can give it a yellow color, fine. And also what you can do is you can make it in the middle. Apart from that, we want to also make changes in this and this general properties, right? What you want to change here is the size, okay? Maybe effect, so different effects, fine. Here you can see we just want to change this chart, okay? This particular chart we just want to change, and with this chart we have this particular chart. We can change the title, so just make the changes in the title, and this title order quantity by country we can make order quantity by country, and we can make it 16. We can do bold, we can set a bold, and we can also change it to Verdana. This is done. We can also change the color. We can change it to Verdana. We can change the color to somewhat this yellow, fine. Now, and you can make it to middle order by quantity. So similarly, you can go this to this place, and you can change it to this, right? What we want to change is the name, sum of order here. So we want to change it to order by quantity, order quantity by country. Both are same, right? And both, let's see, one is we are just using for this one. The other one is x-axis. We just want to remove the label from the x-axis, fine. We want to remove the label from the x-axis, and this label is off, right? Now you can see both of these giving me literally the same information. One is giving the percentage information, other one is giving me the comparison, right? Comparative analysis information for different countries, right? And the number of sales, right? Uh, Now, both of these literally it should go together always, fine. We are just seeing the same information from both of using both of these. So what we can do, we can just group all of these together, right? Always, and whenever we just have it, right? We group both of these together. So now, whenever you have it, so all of these go together everywhere, wherever you just want to put it, right? So that's how you are just going to use this grouping, and this is so interesting, right? Let me know if it helped you, at least, if it helps you somehow, and do subscribe my channel, and yeah, and keep in touch. And if you have any doubt on Power BI, you can always ask to me. Fine. Thank you. So that's all I have for this session. That's all. Bye bye.